Coming up on this week's episode of Hip Hop Now podcast, we talk about the language of hip hop. Gia. See what I did there?
But let's get right to business.
Read these headlines. This album must be gone. This album must be gone.
Classic albums are. Classic albums are.
Come to Hip Hop Podcast.
What up, y'all? I am your host, Vegas, and this is Hip Hop Now Podcast Extra, a podcast designed to catch you up on all things hip-hop, music, and culture that happened throughout the week. First and foremost, follow me on social media, that being Instagram or Twitter, at Vegas World INC. That's Vegas, as in Las Vegas, World INC. If you like Facebook, I have a Facebook page. It's directly at this address, facebook.com/hiphop right now. Hit that like button, facebook.com/hiphop right now. Big shout out to McLovin Beatz, who did this intro that's been rocking for 2 years, I believe. I think so, yeah, like 2 years. And I'm thinking about changing the intro. So if you're a producer and you're listening to this podcast right now, no, I'm not going to pay you a dime. I'm going to help promote your music, period. Your link will be in my description. So if you have a beat that you know what, this would be perfect for your podcast as an intro. It's perfect. Send me that on social media. If you didn't catch that the first time around, just rewind it back. It's fine. And I'm saying the Twitter and the Instagram, Vegas World INC. There you go. You're welcome. Big shout out to those who are returning listeners. I appreciate you. And a extra big special shout out. Let's all give them a round of applause. I don't have sound effects, but new listeners, big shout out to you for coming and to check this out. But let's get right into the business because that's what we're here for. Another shout out to hiphopdx.com, for which they kind of gave me the assist on this stories, right? So we all know about hip hop because that's why we're here, right? But for those who don't know, hip hop is heavy on slang and language because hip hop and rap is about the lyrics. It's about the poetry of the lyrics. Some of us are good at it. Some of us aren't that good at it, but cool. It's whatever because that's not all it's about when you're an MC or a rapper. It's about a number of different things, but in particular, the words. We want to talk about the words. And I was scrolling, checking out what's going on in hip-hop or whatever. Big shout-out to Drink Champs, Nori, and I think it's DJ EFN. I forget who's on there. I don't listen as often as I can, but I did listen to their podcast with EPMD recently. And, they were talking about how hip-hop is now and different categories and stuff like that. But the thing is we all kind of speak the same language regardless of how we feel. We all rap, right? And Hip Hop DX reported this story from a site called The Pudding. Don't be alarmed. But what caught my eye was the fact that they did a study, right, on the language of hip-hop. Basically, 308 hip-hop artists grouped by their lyrical similarities. Each artist's position is based on the words that are central to their lyrics and then finding overlap with other musicians. So, in layman's terms, for example, you break down, it's broken down by artists who typically say the same words in their songs. So you got groups where, like Yachty and Migos, and all of them are in the same group because they tend to say the same words. And then there's another group here that has like Raekwon, who else is here? RZA, Capadonna, Havoc, Redman, Exhibit, Black Thought, Mos Def, GZA in a group, kind of grouped together because they tend to say the same words. But they also broke it down individually as far as some of the words that, certain artists might say a lot, as well as the most, I guess, said words. So, and I'm quoting here from the article. And don't worry, the link will be in the description so you can check it out for yourself. It's pretty dope. First, we're going to rank words that are most common in hip hop lyrics. Love, for example, appears 21 times for every 10,000 words. Among these few words, love is used in hip hop more. One word that's not used as much is sorrow. Imagine that. Imagine that. But not too far behind love is the word game. Now we know in hip hop that's how it gets down. So basically, they used lyrics from 275, 950,000 songs, about 47 million words, spanning all music genres to kind of break this stuff down. Um, it's crazy how high love is on the chart, though. And struggle is there also. That's another common word. So we're going to go through some of this, right? Let's look at the least hip hop words. Likelihood words appear in other genres versus hip hop. Sailed, emptiness, sigh, desire, sea, broken, heart, cried, mountain. Damn, mountain. What genre is saying mountain a lot? And 10 alone. Let's stop right there for a second. When you think about these words that aren't commonly used in hip hop, they say a lot about hip hop in regards to what your lyrics should represent, right? In hip hop, it feels like a lot of these words would be considered weak, right? Emptiness, sigh, broken, heart, alone. Not too many rappers go there with their lyrics, right? That's why it's the least used. Now let's look at the most hip hop words used. Likelihood word appears in hip hop versus other genres, and there's 50 of them here, but we're just gonna run through them real quick. Let's start with number 50. At number 50, flex. That got to be some old school cats. I'm sorry. Strapped at 49. I'm gonna just keep going up, and when I hit 25, I'll tell you. Stacked, rack, squad, groupie, poppin', slug, stash. Damn, I thought stash should be a little higher. Project, yup. Damn. The word yup is at number 40, y'all. Mac, def, Benz, hustle. Damn, I thought hustle would be number 1. Deuce, tech, pimpin', Nike. Biggie's at 31. Biggie's at 31. I can't believe that. Coop is at 30. Hood, clip, stripper, dope, bro, gangsta, beef, Nina, stacking, homeboy, West Side at number 19. Rep, gat, swag, rapper, blunts at number 13. Click, goon, snitch at number 10. Realist at number 9. Bowling at number 8. Homie at number 7. Trapping at number 6. Trill at number 5. Main at number 4. Flexing, I could have swear. Well, so flex was at the bottom, but flexing is number 3. Number 2 is stunting, and number 1, chopper. Crazy. Now, when you look at those words that are commonly used in hip hop, not only can you tell that trap and Southern lyrics are kind of at the top because they kind of dominate the slang now. Southern slang dominates, period. This is mostly their slang, but it's said by a number of different artists from different places. Also, it says a lot about the music. Now, again, this isn't a poll that polls every single rapper out there doing it as far as known artists, I should say, but these are the popular artists. So this is in no way a reflection of the genre as a whole, but when you look at those words, very materialistic, very chauvinistic, misogynist, uh, criminal. Yo, it's a lot of stuff up here, man, that just don't make us look that good. You know what I'm saying? Gat shooter. I'm saying it's a lot of, but it's to be expected, right? I'm born and raised in the hood, Brooklyn, New York. A lot of people also, who are, and there's a lot of people who aren't. But hip hop comes from the ghetto, the hood. And when you look at this list, this is our world. You know what I'm saying? This is our world, and it's difficult for some people to understand how this could be a good thing. I'm shocked to see that Biggie was the only artist name that was dropped this much amongst popular artists. That's crazy. Not Jay-Z, not Tupac, not Nas, not nobody but Biggie, which is crazy because I don't feel like I hear people say Biggie that much, right? I don't know. And again, this isn't a poll of, like New York artists from Brooklyn. This is a poll about just everybody, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy. What else do we have here? Now they had some joints where they were breaking down um, how many people say police. Uh, let's see. Yeah, police is pretty popular. It's damn near everybody. But now why I say Hot Boys up here? It's a little suspect. They had Compton up here. Here's another quote. About 75% of the artists in our hip hop database never use this word. It's rare. That's a great signal for the artists who do say Compton. It very much characterizes their lyrics. So you don't have many artists out there who are quick to say Compton. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. Now let's get into what words are central for certain artists. Now, right now, I have it on all, right? Well, matter of fact, let's see. The top 10 words central to an artist's lyrics. Let's start with Future. Annoying, splurge, finessing, astronaut, Pluto, dab, spaz, scooter, Easter. That says a lot about him lyrically, right? Let's go on to French. Let's go to French Montana. Yourself, ooh, flocka, heated, whole, luggage, granddaddy, Miley, twerking, toot. That says a lot about French Montana's music. They got Freeway up here. Let's see what Freeway. Bond, Freezer, Rock, Cheer, Beard, Benji, Hund, Anonymous, Mariah, Prop. I feel like all of those lyrics were in one song. I'm not even going to front. Here's Fat Joe, Joey, Revolve, Bronx, Terra, Diana, Cypress, Handful, Pun, no pun intended, Instagram, and Coca. Yeah, that sounds like Fat Joe. Who else can let's scroll through who's on here. Eminem, Marshall, Cinderella, Aftermath, Trailer, Spaghetti, Shade. Spaghetti is one of yo, Shady, Phenomenal, Chainsaw. Yeah, that sounds like Eminem. Relapse, Bizarre. Wow, let's see if we can scroll through. Okay, here's Drake. Drizzy, Toronto, Skirt, Fireworks, Deceiving, Ting, Thigh, not as in like a leg, like the pause, like not thigh, uh, but like thy name. Jodeci, what? Yeah, and shutting. Let's see. Let's just scroll through. Who else we got here? Dilated peoples. Let's see. Retreat, evidence, poisonous, rapid, Venice, surrender, marathon, expand, defense, angles. So as you can see, we got to go over this one real quick. We got to just say this just to see. This is designer, Pluto, get, caliber, overnight, MFers, because this is a family podcast, champion, chopper, A, shooters, regardless. This dude says regardless a lot. Now, they have it where you can go from different eras, which is crazy. So let's look at Big Daddy Kane. His top 10 words that he might use a lot. C, as in Mr. C, operator, icon, python, superior, scrap, wrath, ashamed, nana. Here is KRS-One, KRS, Chris, Scott, Controls, Gal, Kenny, Ja, Bronx, Dong, Scratches. Crazy, man. This thing is crazy. I could just go on and on. All right, the last one for the 80s. Eazy-E, Clownin', Ty, Yella, Compton, Doggy, Ruthless, Dre, She, Blasted, and Bouncin'. Let's go to the 90s real quick. Tupac, and I'm shocked that there's one particular word that's not here. This is from the 90s, Tupac. Outlaw, Shakur, Machiavelli, Soldier, Trading, Scandalous, Untouchable, Whatcha, Immortal, Figure. I don't know how Enemies is not up here. I swear Tupac says that on every single record he's ever put out, at least multiple times within the same record. Here's Grand Poobah, Derek, Cuz, Allah, Sincere, Cypher, Hut, Mankind, Not, Papes, Mystery. My brother will be disappointed to hear that Skins wasn't a part of that. Common, Nonstop, Calm, Sugar, Cubans, Blooded, Dang, Electric, Resurrection, Scratches, Frantic. So the list goes on, and it's pretty dope to just go through there and see what's there. You know what I'm saying? See how these things play out as far as these different lyricists. Again, I'm gonna leave the link to this. My bad. I thought I saw one more thing I wanted to mention, but I'm gonna leave the link to this article. It's in the description. SoundCloud.com/hip hop now podcast. Right? SoundCloud.com/hip hop now podcast. So maybe you're listening to this on iTunes or Google Play or Stitcher or one of the other places where it's available. I'm not sure if the link is going to translate to where you are, but if you look in the description and you don't see the link, go to soundcloud.com/hip hop now podcast, and you can click on that. Now, I wanted to end this off because I was going to do a video on this, but I figured actually I didn't have time, but I figured since this topic kind of relates to it, I'll end with this. And I'm going to talk about two records, right? Two records that are undeniable hip-hop classics, even though some people try to deny them or downgrade them or downplay them. And to me, what's a testament to how great these records are to hip-hop and to those artists is the fact that these two records, the titles of these two records, have become slang words, right? The first record being Ether, right? We know Ether is not something that's probably never been said in the hip hop game, but it's the simple fact that when you mention Ether in the realms of hip hop, you're only talking about Jay-Z diss record Ether, the one recorded by Nas that most, I'm going to say most, not all, but most people agree ended that battle with Nas being victorious, right? I don't care about what was real and what wasn't. The proof is in the pudding. We can debate the songs. That's fine. I like both songs, but we can debate the records. But the point is ether, the definition of ether in hip hop. When people tend to use that, they're talking about an annihilation lyrically. They're talking about a battle, right? They're talking about dropping such a huge response on you that the battle's over, right? Because that was the general consensus when people heard ether. You've heard it numerous times after that record dropped out. You've heard people refer to ethering people. Ether that in playing 2K, somebody got ethered or whatever. Even when Cam was dissing Nas and he wanted to get into a back and forth battle with Nas, and Nas really wasn't engaging because he didn't care. Cam said, "You ain't got no ether for me." Now, why would he say that, right? Why would he say you ain't got no ether for me? Meaning, not just a response for me, because Nas has responded to Jay-Z. He responded to Jay-Z prior to Ether. So he didn't say, like, you ain't got no Stillmatic freestyle for me. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say anything like that. He mentioned a record that generally most hip-hop fans and, people who are realists know that that song was that powerful. It was the timing of it. And it was so powerful that it became a part of slang. It became what you do when you battle somebody and you kill them, right? When it comes to battling, it's kind of like ether became that word. So much so, another example where, you had, this wasn't much of a battle, I admit, but you have Remy Ma going at Nicki Minaj. Hip hop fans, we know you're used to a certain level of lyricism, so you wasn't really that interested. We get it. But the thing is it dominated the conversation on social media and hip hop circles, whether you like them or not. And the fact that Remy Ma will respond to Nicki Minaj with a song called Sheether as an homage to Ether, and her feeling like this record is going to end this battle and end Nicki Minaj, I'm saying, man, no one ever says, yo, that dude got the takeover. Cam didn't say, yo, you ain't got no takeover for me. Nah, he didn't say that. It wasn't called the shakeover when Remy Minaj. They should put an album out called that, Remy Minaj. But nah, like when Remy put out Sheetha, she didn't call it like, the female takeover or the shakeover or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was because it was supposed to mean what everybody felt. And that's why ether is one of those words. It became a part of hip hop slang. So it's cemented in time as one of the greatest diss records of all time and a triumph for Nas as a lyricist around that time. And Jay-Z's still hot, so don't sleep. The other song or word I'm talking about is Stan, performed by Eminem, a polarizing figure in hip-hop. I get it, because most hip-hop fans, as far as true hip-hop fans and where it started, tend to be of African-American descent. And some of them don't like Eminem because they feel like if Eminem was black, nobody would care as much, which is not true. But, well, not true in regards to skill level, I should say. Mainstream success, you might have a point there. But as far as skill level, no. There's a reason why a lot of your favorite artists say Eminem is dope. Not because they want to rub, he is. But one of the reasons why he's dope is because Stan is one of the dopest hip-hop records of all time. because of the concept, because it was a look that Eminem at that point had never really given people. Everybody was, especially as a single, everybody, as far as those who just really paid attention to the singles and the mainstream Slim Shady Eminem, had never really heard him do a record like that. An introspective record talking, reading letters from your fans. And one fan has become a little overzealous and obsessed, and he's basically a crazy fan. And the way it's pinned is so dope that as a hip hop fan, as a hip hop artist, anybody who loves lyrics and hip hop and more importantly, songwriting has to love that record. But that's one way to say it. But the other way is, don't tell me that you've never used the word stan when referring to anybody that's on a bandwagon, any overzealous fan. And that almost transcends hip hop. I've seen forums regarding video games, dudes battling for system to system, like I'm with PS4, I'm with Xbox, blah, blah, blah. And here come the stands from the Xbox stands, and here come the PS4 stands. That came from Eminem, and that came from hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, people use Stan like, yo, prior to that song, what did Stan mean, right? Stanley, that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all it meant. Stanley. Like, the only thing I can remember is when Eddie Murphy was in Boomerang and he said to Robin Givens in the elevator, because I think she wasn't really showing him no love, she was trying to curb him, and he was like, yo, you treat me like a dude named Stanley. That was it. That was the most shine Stan had ever got besides Stan Lee, but that's for comic book nerds. But, which I am one. No disrespect. Don't come for me. But the thing is Eminem made it popular to say that. And there's some dudes who don't like Eminem who use Stan and don't even know where it came from. That's the crazy. I know I'm getting excited, but that's crazy to me. How can you dislike someone and not know, or discredit something and not know? You can dislike whatever you want. That's fine. But when you discredit something, you got to do your research, fam. You have to. Like me, I'm a natural born hater of Dwight Howard. Not because I hate Dwight Howard the man. I hate the fact that he's so talented and he don't really want to be the best. He don't care. But that's sports talk. But that's what I mean, man. It's one of those things where it's like, when you look at Stan and you look at Ether, and this is hip hop slang that came from a record and transcended that record to the point where it became a description of something. So that's going to do it for me for this week. I'm going to leave that again. I'm going to leave the link to the article in the description so you can check that out for yourself. You can follow me on social media at Vegas World INC. Also, Facebook.com/hip hop right now is where you can gizzo. Also, I have a YouTube page, you know what I'm saying? A little hip hop there, a little video games for those interested, you know what I'm saying? It's called the B-Roll Network, the letter B, ROLE Network. You can search for it, hit that like button, subscribe to this podcast as well as that channel to get more content. That tells me people are interested. I keep it going. But most importantly, if you like what you hear here on Hip Hop Now Podcast, and you like, man, I like this. I get caught up on what's going on in the hip-hop world without having to go around and search for everything. Share this podcast with people you know feel the same. Hit that like button. Comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about hip-hop slang and language and some of the information that was put up in that article. Until next time, y'all, I am not a critic. I'm a fan. Peace. Drop it on the random.